Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Adam Rowe.
Hello? How are we, Liverpool? Are we all right? Look at this place. Thank you very, very much for coming down. Hometown gig. Sold the fuck out. Thank you very, very much for coming. This is the last night of the tour. It's been the most amazing tour I could have possibly done. It's been a weird few years, and to end it in my hometown, I'm very, very proud. I'm very, very grateful, and I never take things like this for granted. So thank you for being here. I really, really, really fucking mean that. Thank you. Cheers. Very proud to be from this city. It's had its moments. It's been a weird time for everyone, past couple of years. Particularly weird for us, as I'm sure we all remember, in Liverpool. During the pandemic, towards the end of last year, we had our very first terror attack in Liverpool. Some of you might not remember it, because as terror attacks go, it was all right, wasn't it? It's quite funny. Some people won't even remember it. If you don't know what happened, or if you're from out of town, it didn't reach wherever you're from. Our terror attack, a suicide bomber got in a taxi, and the bomb went off, and the driver survived. If you don't think that's funny, we're never going to get on, by the way, so... A suicide bomber couldn't even kill some cunt in the same car. A bomb went off here, and a man sat there. Not only survived, he was absolutely fucking fine. He didn't need stitches, he didn't lose an ear. I don't even think he needed a new car. He had about an hour and a half off work and was back on the job. In the same 2007 Ford Mondeo it happened in. If you don't believe me, by the way, this is all true. The footage is on YouTube, you can watch it. You see him pull into a car park and it goes off, and then the driver gets out the car and shuts the door behind himself. It looks like the terrorist has farted, not killed him. Shut that, the man's a fucking animal. Smelly bastard. It's embarrassing, isn't it? Terrorists have fell off. They're not what they used to be. Come on, you got to give me that. We've never liked them. I don't like terrorists. I hate everything they stand for. I don't think that's a controversial thing to say. I don't like them personally. Don't know about you. Not for me. But there was a certain point in time where you had to respect the level of effort that they would put in to their attacks. Credit where credit's due. You can't take that away from them. Like 9/11. 9/11 was one of the worst days in human history, of course. But an undeniable amount of effort went into it. They flew planes into buildings. That's effort, that. Because to do that, you've got to learn to fly a plane. They didn't need to do the full course, I suppose. They could skip the first and the last lesson, if you know what I mean. They didn't need that bit or that bit, just that bit. I'd have quite liked to have sat in on the 9/11 terrorists when they were learning to fly planes. Just a little fly on the wall for one lesson. Because you'd have to do like simulations and stuff before they'll let you in an actual plane. That would have been a funny moment, that. When the instructor's like, oh, mate, you've crashed. I know, yes, thank you, yes. It was their plan all along. I don't know where he's from. And they've got lazier and lazier with every attack since 9/11. Their next step, one of their next steps anyway, was to just run people over. That's nowhere near as much effort as flying a plane, that. They must have had a meeting. All right, lads, sit down. 9/11 was too much effort, that. We're just going to drive at people now. Just get a car, drive it at as many people as you possibly can. And the guy in Liverpool was like, you can do what you want, but I'm getting a fucking taxi myself. I haven't got a driver's license. It's insane to put me behind the wheel. What kind of lazy man can't be arsed driving to the last thing he's ever gonna do? He paid for a lift. Off the worst taxi firm in the city as well. I can't name them because we're filming it, but we all know. It's the worst taxi firm. They're one of the taxi firms that have refused to adapt to the times. There's no app. You can't book online. It's not like Uber or Get. It's just an angry woman in an office. And you ring her and order your taxi, and you're lucky if they ever turn up. And you always have to ring them back at least once to find out where your taxi is. It's always late. I would pay every penny that I'm earning from this show tonight to hear the recording of when that terrorist rang them back. Absolutely shitting himself to check on the progress of his taxi. Put yourself in his shoes for a minute. He must have been nervous that day. He must have been. Like, forget his intentions for a sec, right? He's an arsehole, a murderous arsehole. Of course he is. But he must have been nervous. That's a big day for him. And you know what it's like when you're getting ready for a night out and your taxi is taking the piss? He's sweating. Hello, I rang a taxi an hour ago. Where is it? Listen, love, we're chocker. We're really busy. Are you in a hurry? Yes. I have got to be there in 4 minutes 12. 11. 10. 9. Do you know why they do it? Do you know why a lot of terrorists do it? Because no one will fuck them. I know that sounds mad, but I looked into it. I'm defo on some sort of watch list, by the way, because I Google stuff all the time. And a lot of them are what the internet calls incels, which is involuntary celibates. Basically, they don't want to be celibates, but no one will fuck them, so they're involuntary celibates. And then these terrorist organisations, they target people like that. They're like, look, no one's shagging you. Life's hard. Do a job for us. You'll go to heaven. And when you get there, you get 72 virgins as a payment, and you can do whatever you want to them. That's what they promised them. But surely, that's for a successful attack. And I'm just wondering what he got when he got up there. Where's me 72 virgins? Oh, you fucked it up, mate. You've got one fat slag. Sheila! I am on a watch list. I'm sort of trying to get on a watch list. Some of you don't know, I like winding people up. I really enjoy it, especially like the government and that. So I've come up with a plan. It's a bit silly, it's a bit stupid, but I am going to do this, right? I'm going to get a new laptop, but not a brand new one. Like a shady second-hand, like cash converters, charity shop laptop, right? And on the new laptop, I'm going to set up a new Gmail address, a new email. And I know that integrates with YouTube. So I'm going to start watching the most ridiculous radicalization videos, right? How to bomb everyone, how to build the best bomb ever, death to everyone but me and my mates, all that, right? And then with the same email logged in, I'm going to start Google searching all the ingredients it takes to build a bomb, right? And then on the same laptop with the same email, I'm going to set up an Amazon account and one by one buy all the ingredients, right? And then on the same laptop with the same email, I'm going to set up a Rightmove or a Zoopla and just rent a little dodgy-looking warehouse, right? I'm going to put all my bomb ingredients in my warehouse. And whenever I'm not, like, doing a show or busy with other stuff, I'm just going to be sat in my warehouse waiting for it to be raided, praying that I'm in it when they do kick the door in. And he's like, get on the ground! We know what you've done! I'm going to go, officer, why don't you have a quick look at what I've done? Because what I'm going to have done is, right, do any of you remember big heart attacks? Right? remember at the end of an episode of Art Attack, he'd do a massive one on the floor. And if you were stood too close to it, you couldn't tell what it was meant to be. Be like, what's this, Neil? He'd be like, standing on that stool. You'd be like, oh, man in a hot air balloon. I'm going to use me bomb ingredients to spell out Bush did 9/11. That's the plan. Oh. This year's been a bit mad for me, you know. It's been a bit mad for me this year. It started off quite weird. Went through a breakup in January. Very good news. Don't need any sympathy because I'm happier out of it, and it was their fault. Fucker. Yeah. Yes. We were together less than a year. It felt like longer though, because it was a COVID year, and they're like dog years. I'm not calling her a dog. That's not what I'm doing there. I'm not. A year for me is not long enough to build a proper relationship anyway, because it's what I call the yes phase. The man's not being himself. The yes phase, men will recognise. Women might not know what I'm talking about, because you don't go through it. It's the first year to a year and a half of a relationship where we will say yes to every idea you have, regardless of how shit it is, just so you keep putting our dick in and around your face. It is an unbearable part of a relationship for us. If you're in a relationship, girls, and you've been together less than a year, try it. Suggest something. He'll do it. Make it as mental as you possibly. I went camping in Rill. I went camping in Rill, North Wales, in February last year. If you don't think that's horrific and insane, then you don't know what any of those things are like. Rill, North Wales, February. Camping. There's people in the Ukraine who'd be like, I'm staying here, leave me alone. I'd rather have a nuclear winter than a Welsh one. Leave me alone. I would have been in the yes phase longer than most men as well, because I was punching above my weight. If you know what that phrase means, it means she was out of my league. They're very similar phrases. Punching. You're punching you, lad. Punching. You all know what that means. It means your partner's more attractive than you. It's an insult. But it's the only insult in the English language that is taken as a compliment. For some reason, when you tell a man he's punching above his weight, he's like, thank you so much, I've worked hard for this. Like, and I think it's just because it's miles better than the opposite, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? No man wants the opposite. No man wants to introduce his new missus to his best mate and be pulled for a chat about her immediately. Are you lovely to meet you? Can I have a fucking word with you? Can you just over here somewhere? Lad, who's this? Are you doing charity work? What the? Why? Why? Has she got something on you? Blink 3 times if you need help. Don't say anything, she can hear you. So we like being told we're punching. Do you know what I didn't like about it, though? Is it's very one-dimensional, which I don't think is fair. It's all about your looks. That's not right, that. I think punching should be about your whole package. Whoever's punching should be getting the better whole package from their partner. I'm definitely being biased, don't get me wrong. Because if you look at me and look at my ex-girlfriend, I was definitely punching. If you take our full package into account, I think she was doing quite fucking well for herself, to be honest with you. Yeah. I'm just better at other stuff. I'm funnier. She can't do this, so I am funnier. I win that. And, I'm quite clever as well. Quite bright. I did well at school. I can play the fool for comedy and that, but I am bright, do you know what I mean? And she, she believes in star signs. That's the nicest way I can say it. That's the nicest way. If you don't know what that means, by the way, just whenever she was being a knobhead, she'd just blame the moon. It was never her fault. It was always my fault if I was out of line. You're a knobhead last night, you were bang out of order, and I'm not talking to you, so you'd apologise. If I even brought up she was being a bit weird with me, you're all right, babe, you seem a bit off today. The moon! is in retrograde. Saturn is in front of Jupiter, so I need 20 nuggets now. Don't even mention me weight. I know I've put weight on. I don't need you to tell me. I can feel it. Orion's belt is tight. I can feel it. Do you know what astrology is? It's people using the sky to get away with bad behaviour instead of taking responsibility for it. That's all it is. No, about 9 months ago, I ordered Chinese food, about 5 o'clock. Chinese chippy tea, got it delivered. And I ordered loads of it, like a lot, because I wanted to have a full portion for me dinner, for me tea, go and do a show, come home, and still have a full portion left. Didn't just want scraps. She was still in work, so I ordered for her, even though I was going to eat without her. Still ordered for her, because I'm a gentleman, right? She came in from work. I was like, hiya, baby, all right? How was work? Yeah. Yeah, cool, thank you. Sounds tough. Anyway, just so you know, I've already ate without you, babe. I've put all my leftovers in the fridge. Everything in the fridge is mine. I've put mine in the fridge, just so you know that's mine. Yours is on the side there. I got you sweet and sour chicken. You love that, don't you? It's your favourite. Knocks me sick if I have it. Not like I vomit, don't I? But I got it for you, because you love it, and I love you. So that's yours. It's on the side there. Hope you enjoy it. Still warm. You can eat it right now, but that's yours. Still wrapped up on the side. Sweet and sour chicken for you. Just to remind you, the stuff in the fridge is mine. Like if you open the fridge and you're like, oh my God, Chinese food, your second thought should be, oh, that's Adam's Chinese food, that. Mine's on the side. It's there. We can make it rhyme if you want. Fridgy, fridgy, mine, mine. Sidey, sidey, yours, yours. She goes, don't worry, babe, I would never eat your food. Go to work, have a good gig, love you, bye. Mwah. Now, Liverpool. I don't like it when an audience knows the end of a story before I tell them what it is. But if you haven't figured out what happened next year, maybe you believe in star signs too? There wasn't an inch of my food left when I got home. None of it. Now, for full context on that, I ordered salt and pepper chicken. If you don't know what that is, yeah, it's our national dish in Liverpool. That and roast dinners on days that aren't Sundays for some reason. Salt and pepper chicken, for those uninitiated, is deep fried chicken with like 5 spice, sugar and salt, peppers and onions. She ate the chicken, the peppers, and the onions. What kind of fucking murderer eats the peppers and the onions? That's not an edible part of that dish. They're there for decoration. They're there so you can take the photo and put it on the chippy wall. That's no different than eating the bones of your barbecue ribs. It's the same thing. Hair stuff, by the way, the stuff I bought here, exactly where I left it, on the side. And when I say exactly, I mean exactly. Not even a different angle. She hadn't even picked it up and sniffed it. She hadn't looked at it. I was very confused when I got in. Didn't go angry straight away. It's like, hey, babe, have you ate my food? She goes, yeah, I have. Sorry. It's like, well, you don't sound sorry. I was like, why have you done that? You know I don't like sweet and sour chicken. I can't eat it. Like, I put it in my mouth, it makes me gag. It knocks me sick. I can't eat that. Everywhere's shut now. I'm starving. I've only had one dinner. Right? Why have you ate my food? She goes, you're not going to believe me because you don't believe in any of it because you're closed-minded. Don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare say what I know you're about to say. I will. It's because of my star sign. I'm a Cancer. It's a well-known fact. Cancers want what they can't have. And if you looked into it, you'd know that. but you won't. Cancers want what they can't have, and you told me I couldn't have that, and I could have that, and it made me not want that and want that. I can't help it. I'm a cancer. We agree on one thing. I've never been that angry in my life, you know. It's nothing to do with your star sign. I want what I can't have. Yeah, I want what I can't have every day, all the time. It's human nature. We all do. That doesn't belong to Cancers, Sagittarius, Virgos. That's all of us. Right, have you ever been on a diet, right? And on day one of your diet, which is obviously a Monday, because you're not a psychopath. Little side note here, I did try and do that. When we broke up, that was my first plan. Because I'm competitive and mental, so I need to win the breakup. So I was like, I'm going to get in fuck you shape. Fuck you shape. It hasn't quite gone to plan. I've ended up in fuck it shape, which is not a million miles away. First week of January, I hired a personal trainer. And then 3 sessions later, I fired him. And when I say I fired him, that's a lie. What I did was I cancelled the direct debit and never told him I wasn't going back. I'd already had one breakup that month, and I didn't want another one. And it wasn't even his fault. It was the other clientele of the gym who I didn't get along with. Because he was great, motivating. The other clientele just made me depressed. I walked in the changing room one day. This guy's ripped, no top on. He went, "Hey, man, you new here?" I mean, obviously, yeah, but you didn't have to point that out, did you? And he goes, "How are you getting on?" I was like, "I've just had a great session. I'm feeling great." And he goes, "Doesn't matter what you're doing here." "What do you mean?" "Well, it's all about your routine outside of the gym. That's what matters." I was like, "Well, why am I here then?" Because you need to do this in addition, but the most important thing is nailing down a day-to-day routine where you do the same things at the same time. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to struggle there because I'm a stand-up comedian and I travel for work all over the country and sometimes all over the world, so every day is different. Sometimes I get in from work at 9 at night, sometimes it's early hours in the morning. I can't really do that, I'm afraid." And he goes, "Do you know what that is? That's excuses." No, you're getting confused with geography. That's what it is. Aberdeen is further away than Manchester. It's not really my fault. And he goes, "Doesn't matter. No matter what I've done the day before, I'm up every day at the same time, 4:30 a.m. "Are you really? 4:30 in the morning? Why? What are you doing at 4:30? That can't wait till 7:30. Unless you're deaf and want to watch the telly." What? Anyway, what was I saying? The point is, day one of your diet, you want worse food than you had the day before your diet even started. You crave it because you've told yourself you can't have it. You want what you can't have. That's all of us, all the time. It's nothing to do with your star sign. It's all of us. We all want what we can't have. And it's not just exclusive to any group. Everyone, no human is exempt from it. I think that's why billionaires fuck kids. Right, now. Yeah. I know. Look, I understand some of you weren't ready for that. I do get that. That was a hard left from the gentle gym routine we've just done. I understand. But I can see people like angry with me. I haven't said anything. I haven't made a joke yet, by the way. I've just told you the news. It's just a fact. You don't get upset with Trevor McDonald, do you? When he's like, "Oh, there was bombs in Syria today." You're not upset with him because he didn't drop the bombs. And I didn't fuck the kids, so don't judge me. We've all known for a while that billionaires, in a higher percentage than normal people, fuck kids. That is a verifiable fact. I think. There must be a reason. There must be a reason for that statistical difference. That's how statistics work. There must be a reason. And my hypothesis is that it's because they want what they can't have. Because they can have anything else. They can buy any item, any commodity a billionaire can afford pretty much. And they can fuck any adult. Every single woman in this room would fuck every single billionaire that exists today. There's a woman shaking her head there. Who the fuck do you think you are? You're telling me Jeff Bezos offers you $3 billion? And you're going to go, no, Jeff, I don't like bald men and your eyes weird. You would fuck Jeff Bezos for $3 billion. And if you're telling me it's because of your fella, and you're like, no, I couldn't do it to my David. I've got news for you about David. He's going to be stood next to you going, suck the man's dick and do it now. Now. Do it quick before he takes the offer away. I mean it. Get on your knees, quick. Do you know what? Get out the way, Jeff. I'll do it. I'll do it. Fuck her. She's shite anyway. I'll tickle your balls while I'm down here, mate. You can come in my arse, Jeff. What you want? Anyway, I've digressed. What was I saying? The point I'm making is that I was punching above my weight, right? Do you know how I knew I was punching above my weight, by the way? This isn't just my idea. I knew it because you all told me. All the time as well, relentlessly. Whenever I put a picture of me and my ex-girlfriend on Instagram, I would get 100 comments, maybe 200, all along that line. Punching, punching, punching. They would sometimes vary in their actual wording. But it was all that, punching above your weight, she's out of your league, doing well for yourself there, kid, Jesus Christ. My favourite one was, how the fuck did you get that? That's an insult to both of us. People can never figure it out as well. It happens a lot. It's always men that punch above the weight. You never see it the other way around. It just doesn't happen. It's always men, and it happens a lot, and people can never figure it out. But how have you done that? You must have a big dick. Lol. That's not how life works, by the way. You can't just be a troll of a man and have an 8-inch penis and just whip it out and helicopter it and wait for someone fit to come and be like, oh, fuck, it doesn't work like that. They'd have to like you to see your cock in the first place, so no, it's not because we've got a big dick. That's not how you punch above your weight. What happens is, women get treated like shit. And then they get a little bit older. And they're happy to make a visual compromise. In the hope it doesn't happen again. Look, I'm not saying any of this is right. I'm saying it's true. Don't shoot the messenger. Billionaires fuck kids. It's not right, that. I don't like it. No. Naughty billionaires, pack it in. And men treat women like shit. That's not right. It is true, though. And it'll only change if men talk about it, because in general, we're the problem. Men are the problem, aren't we? We're in abusive relationships, generally speaking, we're the problem. Yes. I'm obviously not saying all women are saints, you know. But in general, men are the problem. It'll only change if we talk about it. Men treat women like shit, especially young men. Late teens, early 20s. Going out with girls in their late teens, early 20s. It's bad. It's awful for young women. It needs to stop. They're mentally abusive, physically abusive. It's bad. And if you're doing it, you need to grow up, be a man and pack it in. And if you think, oh no, your mate's doing it, you should have a word with them. Make sure they're not, and if they are, make them stop, because it's awful for young women, and it needs to stop. Wait, because you're not going to love the next bit, okay? Just wait. It's awful for young women, and it needs to stop. However, it does make my life easier, to be honest. It just does, and I wish it didn't, but of course it does. Because if men treat women like shit when they're in their early 20s, and then they meet me in their late 20s, the bar's quite low for me to be the best boyfriend they've ever had. My life's easier. And I still want it to stop, which actually makes me a great person. Thank you. Because it's not in my interest for it to stop, and I still want it to stop. But while it's happening, I will use it to my advantage. I'm not abusive, but I am a lazy arsehole. And I'll use every advantage life gives me to be a lazy arsehole. So whenever I'm with a woman who I know has been through a bit of shit, I will, you know, if she's got attitude about me being lazy, I will sort of point out. She comes in, she's like, hey, you, have you done the dishes? Have you done the fucking dishes? You promised you would. Have you done the dishes? I haven't, babe, but let's remember, I also haven't strangled you. So, still top of your boyfriend league, aren't I? You know where the fairy liquid is. I'm going to play FIFA. I'll see you in a bit. The problem is, as I said before, we've broke up and I'm competitive. I need to win the breakup. There's only 2 ways to win the breakup. You have to make your life look better without them than with them. So while you're single, you have to get in shape. That hasn't worked. I already know she's going to stalk me Instagram. So I just need my next girlfriend to be more attractive than she was. That's it. She doesn't need to be interesting or funny or intelligent or have anything in common. None of that it fucking matters at this stage. I just want to win the breakup for now. I need to find a 10, thick as fuck, dull as pig shit, boring, and just be with her. I don't need to be with her for a while, just long enough to take 12 photographs in 12 different outfits that I can release on Instagram once a month for a year. But that's only going to happen if I somehow manage to find a woman who's been treated even worse in the past. So that's what I'm looking for. Anyway. I'm going to Afghanistan on Monday. And I just think that's a good place to start. Because the Taliban are back. And that's awful for Afghani women. And it needs to stop. It's good for me, though. It is! Do you know how easy it is to be the best boyfriend, an Afghani woman under Taliban rule? Do you know how easy that is? Because they're oppressed. They're not just abused. Oppression is one up from abuse. It's so easy. It wouldn't even. She'd be delighted to do the dishes. In my city centre flat. She'd be fucking made up. I don't have to do anything apart from just be slightly above absolute scum, Joe. I can get off the plane and immediately be like, "Hi, love, do you want to come with me? I'll let you take that off." That'll do. Wear what you like. Right, look, I do understand that joke goes to, like, racist VAR. I felt a lot of years ago, we're going to need a check on this one, actually. We don't know whether he's right. When I wrote that joke, I sent it to a friend of mine who is from Pakistani and Bangladeshi heritage and grew up in a Muslim household. And I said, "Can I do this joke?" And he said, "Absolutely not, but please do it anyway." So, do you know the only people I think who get away with racism properly are really old people? Old people get away with murder. They're just in the way. I'd have let more of them go during COVID, you know. They're bad for the environment. They're a drain on the NHS. They're slow as fucking Tesco. Why? And don't tell me they fought for our freedom and anything, because they never. They're all dead now. They're gone. The ones we've got now have ate all the fish and bought all the houses, and that's it. They've done nothing. And they're arrogant about it as well. When I was your age, I already owned me home. They were £4.50, so pipe down, okay? Shut up. I've got no respect for my elders, don't mind telling you that. Stopped giving me seats up on the bus about 6 years ago. can I have your seat? Can you fuck? You haven't even paid to get on. I know you've got a pass. I can see your pass. It says nothing about sitting down, love. You're allowed on the bus. You're on the bus. A seat is £2.80. Go and talk to the driver. Go on. Until then, get your Burberry trolley out my face. No. Clogging up NHS waiting times. You tried to get an appointment to see a doctor. It's impossible. Because they're all there. Oh, me hip hurts. It's supposed to. You're 92. It's not even your hip anymore. It's your mate who died last year. Getting an appointment at the doctor's is impossible anyway. It's insane. I had to try towards the end of last year. It was November last year. I rang up my local doctors. I had a problem, and I said, hello. And the woman said, hello, it's Janice here. It's Hornspit Medical Centre. Hello, it's Janice here from the medical centre. I said, hiya, Janice. Because I know Janice. I know her quite well. I deal with her a few times a year. She's the GP's receptionist at my local GP's surgery. And like all GP's receptionists, people will celebrate her death. I've done this tour show 78 times now. That has never, not once, got a positive reaction. Because they're all very angry women. Someone's upset all of them, and they're taking it out on sick people. Their only job, the only job of a GP's receptionist is to give you an appointment to see a doctor. And I don't know why it's still a surprise to her when that's what I'm phoning for. She acts like I've got the wrong number. Like I've rang Curry's and asked for shoes. I hate Janice. I hate her. She hates me. Hate's a strong word, actually, but it is the right word. I fucking hate her. She's rude. You know, early last year, I got my first COVID vaccination. Now, I know that's a divisive issue. I'm sure there's pro-vax people here. I'm sure there's anti-vax people here. I fell somewhere in the middle of that argument, to be honest with you. I was scared of the vaccine because I get health anxiety, and I was like, I don't want it. And then they went, oh, if you don't get it, you can't go on holiday. And I was like, put whatever you want in here, mate. You can put smack in it now. I got it really early on. I got it March 2021. Back then, they were still giving it to people aged 65 and above. I'm not 65 or above. I am high risk. I'm high risk. I didn't know that until Janice very kindly let me know. She rang me one day. She goes, hello, Mr. O, it's Janice here calling from the medical centre. Do you want your first COVID vaccination tomorrow at 1 o'clock? I was like, I'll take that, yeah, but I've got some questions first, if you don't mind. Like, why am I being offered it before me dad? That's surely the wrong way round. He's a 63-year-old alcoholic. He smokes 40 ciggies a day. He's smoked since he was 12 years old. He's already had and miraculously survived 2 heart attacks. How am I ahead of Big Mick in the queue? This was her full answer. You know. That was it. Nothing else. Just you fat asthmatic bellend. We'll see you tomorrow. When I rang up in November, it was not to do with COVID. I rang up, I said hello. She goes, I said, hiya, Janice. Always a pleasure, love. I said, can I see a doctor, please? And she said, no. What do you mean, no? What have I done wrong this time? It's 8:01. I've nailed this, and you know I have. It's 8:01, 1 minute past 8. I rang up at 8:00, you were engaged. I don't know how sick that cunt was, but he hasn't got every appointment, has he? I'm the second person you've spoke to today. There's appointments left. I've nailed it, 8:01. I've made the mistake of ringing up at 1:45, and you act like I'm trying to get in the bath with you, so I made sure. I'm on side. Why can't I see a doctor? This is what she said, and how she said it. Mr. Rowe, there is a global pandemic happening at the moment. It is called COVID-19, and it started in China. This was November, just gone. There is a global pandemic happening at the minute. It is called COVID-19. It started in China. I said, oh, do you know what, Janice, now that you mention it, I think I seen a tweet about this last week. What's that got to do with me seeing a doctor? She goes, well, due to the global COVID-19 pandemic that started in China, we're not doing any in-person appointments. It's all done over the phone. So to answer your specific question, you can't see the doctor. Okay, you fucking rat. I'll play your game. Could I speak to the doctor, please, Janice? Then she started calling me sir, but with a very strong undercurrent of twat, right? This is a very common customer service technique, this. They call you sir, but they put a bit of stank on it so that you know they don't respect you at all. Yes, sir, not a problem, sir. I'll sort that out right now, shall I, sir? Doctor will call you back later today, sir. Can I ask what the medical issue is, sir? No. No, I'm not telling you. I'm not being the talk of the office. You work in a cupboard with 3 other women with the same haircut? No. I'm not telling you for the same reason I haven't told me Uncle Peter. He's a bricklayer, and he's got just as many medical degrees as you have. None. Get back to your crossword, love. 4 down is go fuck yourself. No. She wasn't happy with me, you know. She was like, Mr. O, you don't understand. Due to the global COVID-19 pandemic that started in China. She's got beef with China as well, by the way, just to let you know. I have been given several new responsibilities. I could tell she wanted a bit more respect. Now, look, I just want to say something here. I think most of us agree with this. I wouldn't tweet this, but, you know, it's a room full of people who sort of, let's hope, are like-minded. I think most of us feel this way. I think throughout the pandemic, especially at the start, we gave a lot of people a bit more respect than they had before. Thought better of a few groups of people, gave them a bit more respect. We did that, didn't we? And can we just be honest with ourselves and say, we'd quite like to take it off some of those people again now. Getting a bit above their station. Like, I don't want to be the one to break the news yet, but it looks like no one else is going to do it. So, if you work in a supermarket, we were never clapping for you. Sorry. We lied, because we couldn't be arsed with the argument. You all remember what I'm talking about. You remember lockdown 1? We were banging frying pans on wheelie bins on a Thursday night. And that was called Clap for the NHS for about 3 weeks. And then they changed it to Clap for Key Workers, because people in Tesco were like, hey, is that for us as well? No, it isn't. Of course it isn't. It's for doctors and nurses. But I'm important too. You are important, Tesco man. You are. But you're also, and this is worth remembering, replaceable as fuck. If a doctor walks off, someone might die. And if you walk off, I don't know, I'll put the Watsits on the shelf. I don't fancy myself with open heart surgery, but watch this. I'm already doing the till. Might as well do the shelves while I'm here, eh? It's gone to people's heads. No one's talking about it. There's people delivering for Deliveroo and Uber Eats who think they're superheroes. Delivery people. I'm Superman. You are a Romanian on a moped, mate, and that's fine. Fine. Don't get me wrong. I've got no problem with Romanians on mopeds. The more the merrier, I say. I love my Romanian on a moped. I see him 3 times a week. Me and Balthazar have been for a pint. He's a nice guy. Hates his wife. Tell you what I thought was great throughout the pandemic. Good thing that came out of it. Tell you what I thought was good. There's a website that a lot of women utilised. And it existed before the pandemic, but it only really blew up when some women needed to start making a bit of money on the side, shall we say. It's a website called OnlyFans. Yeah, some subscribers in. There you go, fellas. It's amazing. Do you know what it is? It's a website where women can sign up, make a profile, and they can take pictures of themselves naked or whatever, tits out, ass out, whatever they want to do, right? And they can sell that to subscribers to pervert men and make money off it. And I think that is incredible. Do you know why? Because men are perverts. We always have been, and we always will be. We're looking anyway. You might as well make some fucking money out of us. Yes. Women should not be shamed. It should be encouraged for women to use their bodies to make money. When people are like, oh, she's using her body for money. I'm using my body for money now. If I didn't have a right hand, I couldn't hold the mic. Make money off us, because we're fucking mental. And we're so much more mental than you even know, girls. Do you know when I see a woman tweet like, men are scum, the things they say and think are just absolutely horrific. Men are horrible. I'm always like, do you know, if you knew how bad it actually is, you'd never come within a 3-mile radius of us. We can't turn it off. Sometimes I'm talking to a woman and she's been really interested, she's been great, and I can't turn off going, oh my God, there's a fanny right there, it's there. If I'm on an escalator and I'm behind a girl, she could have jeans on, and she's right in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, her arsehole is there. It's there. There's her arsehole and then a bit of cloth, and then that cloth is the only thing stopping me from Eskimo kissing her arsehole. That's a thought I've had in real life in Liverpool 1. So make some money off us. You deserve it. Some of yous anyway. Yeah, some people need to go back to Greg's now. Not every vagina deserves to be photographed. Some of them are angry-looking fucking things, and you can't be charging £5 a month for them. For £5 a month, I'll show you me fanny. I'll give you £2 for a sausage roll, keep the change. That's a good deal. Janice, to be fair to her, she has got some new responsibilities. She has. She's been given them. I said, what are they? She said, I have to ask every patient that calls up what the medical issue is. I have to ask them what is wrong with them, and I have to triage them. It's my job to triage everyone. I'm in charge of triage here at the medical centre. And she said triage so many times, I was like, that is defo a word that you learned this week, innit? She goes, what I do, I write your name on my little form, I write Adam, Rowe, and next to it, I write whatever's wrong with you, and depending on how urgent your problem is, that will depend how urgent your phone call back is. The more urgent the problem, the faster the phone call. And if someone calls up after you with a more urgent problem, they'll get a call back before you, even though they called up after you. That's the new system. It's all based on urgency. So I'm going to have to ask you one more time. Sir, what's the problem? I said, Janice, I think I've got full-blown AIDS. Now, Janice didn't believe me. She goes, Mr. O, please take this seriously. I'm taking it very seriously, love. Full-blown AIDS, final answer, Chris. Lock it in. Now, here's the thing. Don't know whether you know this. I've got some friends who work for the NHS. Yeah. NHS staff are not allowed to accuse a patient of lying unless they know they're lying. And Janice didn't know for sure that I was lying. So she had to write down on her little form, Adam Rowe, full-blown AIDS. This is all true. I know she wrote all 5 words down, and I'll tell you how I know for sure. I got a phone call back immediately. Immediately. I put the phone down on Janice and it rang again, and I answered it. I said, hello, and he said, hello, Mr. Rowe. It is the doctor calling. So whoever's just said, where's he from? How the fuck would I know? Do you know where your doctor's from? No. I didn't ask him. It felt rude. I'm just telling you what he said. He said, bonjour, Mr. Rowe. Bonjour, Mr. Rowe. It is the doctor calling. And I believe you have full-blown AIDS. Now, that's quite funny to you lot now. That's quite funny now for you. This was 6 minutes past 8 on a Wednesday morning for me. I'd never laughed like that in my life. I couldn't fucking breathe. I was laughing like one of the hyenas out of The Lion King. I'm holding the phone as far away from my face as possible so he can't hear me. I'm trying to compose myself. Because you can't laugh at the doctor. And you can't lie to the doctor either. I had to compose myself, and I had a real problem. So I said, look, doc, no, I don't think I've got full-blown AIDS, mate. What's happened there is I think Janice is gobshite. And I wanted to wind it up, and to be fair to me, it looks like I've smashed it because I can't really believe she wrote that down, but I don't think that's what the problem is. And he said, all right, pal. All right, pal, that's kind of naughty of you. You've skipped the queue. What is the problem, sunshine? I told the doctor the truth. It's not a nice truth, and I apologise in advance for this. I said, doctor, look, it's either my stomach, my arsehole, or the pipe in between. Something's going wrong. There. I haven't passed a solid since 2002. If you need the exact day, it was the day Ronaldinho lobbed David Seaman in the World Cup. And I've had squirty shit after squirty shit for 19 years, and I've ignored it because I'm a man, and we just ignore medical emergencies and hope they go away. That's why we die on average 4 years younger than women, and that's not fair because it means they get an extra World Cup, and that's not right. But I've got a girlfriend now, and she heard me having a shit from upstairs, and from a full floor away, she knew I needed medical attention. So can we do some tests and figure out what's going on? And he said, oh, Jesus. Jesus, Mary and Joseph and the wee donkey. Sounds like you've been having a terrible time. I've got one question for you, buddy, and you need to answer honestly. Is there ever any blood in your poo? Told me to answer them honestly, so I did. I said no. But sometimes when I'm hungover, I have a lot of poos, and then I overwipe and cut me bum all with the paper. That's my favourite line in the whole show, by the way. And I'll tell you why. Right? It's because that's something all 1,700 of you have been through before. But most of you have never told another human being about it. So a lot of people, for the first time ever, have just gone, fuck, is that not just me? Thank Christ for that. I said that to a doctor. I said, does that count? And he said, how we? Let's get you some blood tests, man. He did. He sent me for blood tests. It took about 2 months to get the results back because the NHS is delayed and stuff at the minute. And it's not great news, to be honest with you. I don't want to bring the show down right near the end, but it is full-blown AIDS. I was right. It's a massive coincidence. It's just a massive coincidence. That's not true. There's no real answer, because I've got to go for more tests this year. There's no real answer to it, because he initially told me there was nothing wrong, and I refused that diagnosis, because there is. It's not normal what happens. He rang me, and he said, hello, Mr. Roy, this is the doctor calling. I have some fantastic news for you. The tests are back, they're all clear. You can go about your life. I said, mate, no, we're doing it again. We're going to have to. I had a shit yesterday, and I'm struggling to get it off the ceiling. Is that normal? I farted in a travel lodge last week, and I heard the woman in the next room say, what the fuck was that? So if you want me to accept there's nothing wrong, let me come to your house, do a shit, and tell me you don't need new wallpaper, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, 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 very much for coming out tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'll see you all again sometime. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.